Yo guys, I literally was not planning to go Pokemon card hunting today, but someone recently in a Facebook group, a local Facebook group, posted a photo that had a Shining Fates ETB at a Walmart. So we are gonna go check it out today. Now this would actually be really great timing if we could actually get a Shining Fates ETB. I've been wanting to open one for a while. I've only found one really once in the wild, honestly. So that kind of gives you an idea of how hard they are to find. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I'm rushing a little frantically. But anyway, the reason it's a good timing is because several of you have actually asked me in the comments which I would pick up if I were to choose between a Celebrations ETB and a Shining Fates ETB. And I think it's actually a really great question because both of these are specialty sets. Both of them are very popular sets. So yeah, that's the question I'm going to be answering a little bit later in this video. Hopefully we can get this ETB and we'll open it up while we're doing so. Let's head to Walmart. Hey. My rescue bite here. Thanks. All right. Looks like we also got the Lance's Charizard box, Glaceon V-Star box, Battle Dex. Nice. Charizard GX. All right, guys, success. We're just gonna get the one, but while we're here, let's go check in the toy section as well. Yeah, they haven't really been stocking back here more recently. All right, I guess that's it. All right, legends, let's head back and open this up. All right, guys, like I said, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on which is a better pickup right now, whether it be a Celebrations ETB or a Shining Fates ETB. And while we discuss this, we'll open up this Shining Fates ETB that we got today, and you can also get a better feel for what sort of cards you can pull from this set. And if you also want to compare it to a Celebrations ETB, which we've opened several times on the channel, I'll be sure and link to one of those videos at the end of this video. All right, guys, but let's get into it. All right, guys, like I mentioned, this video is inspired by you guys, several of you who have commented in the comment section on one of my videos and have asked me which of these is a better pickup. And I love that. I love that you guys are asking questions, and I love to answer more of your questions on a video. So, you know, don't be shy. Feel free and ask your questions, and especially if I see common questions, themes and common questions, then I'm definitely going to make a video to help you guys out, answer a common question that I'm sure other people have as well. All right, guys, but let's get this open and check out the contents. So this is actually a really good comparison because, again, these two sets are special sets that have come out within the last year. And so for the ETBs especially, they're actually a good comparison because they both come with 10 packs and a promo card and some other goodies, and that's compared to the regular ETBs for normal sets that just have 8 packs in them and no promo card typically. And I would also say, you know, the other thing that's similar is the fact that these ETBs are $50 at MSRP instead of $40 for the normal ETBs. And of course they come with a promo card. So the Shining Fates comes with this amazing Eevee VMAX card, which I really like this card a lot. I think it's a really cool one. And the Celebrations one comes with the Greninja Gold Star, which I also happen to think is a really amazing card as well. So I think they're pretty similar in that aspect. So just one thing to keep in mind, we'll keep that in the plastic for now until we decide what to do with it. But yeah, guys, let's get into these packs. So that's appropriate. We got the Zard pack last, so we'll definitely do it that way. And guys, we're still chasing the Charizard, so I'm still very excited to open this set because I haven't pulled the Charizard yet. And frankly, there's several cards that I would still like to pull. like the Suicune Baby Shiny. I'd also like to see the Ditto VMAX Full Art Shiny and the Lapras VMAX Full Art Shiny as well. So those would be some really cool ones to get. All right, guys. Of course, all of these show a white code card, so it doesn't really mean anything. Here we go. Let's hope for some first pack magic here. Team Yell Towel, Eldegoss, Luxio, Trapinch, Yanma, Coughing, Morpeko, Horsey, Rotom. So no shiny in this pack, because this is where the shiny would typically be. And we have Indeedee V. All right, we got our first hit. Not too bad. So the first thing that's pretty interesting about both these sets is they actually both have some very great pull rates. And I think that is due to the fact that both of these sets have a subset within them. Shining Fates here has what's called the Shiny Vault, where you can pull some Shining Pokemon. And so those cards are really cool. And of course the Celebrations has the Classic Collection. That's their subset. We got some upside down cards. Interesting. We'll just leave that like that and see what happens. But yeah, so that's one thing to keep in mind, is that these subsets are really unique. In of course, the Celebrations one, you have the potential to pull these reprints of very classic cards, which I personally love. You know, growing up in the 90s, I love seeing those. Okay, we got our first Baby Shiny, Galarian Corsola, on top of an upside down Boss's Orders, which is an important card in the TCG. Important to keep track of that. All right, nice. So we got our first Baby Shiny, so give you a good look at that. I don't know if you guys like these type of cards. I do think they're really cool personally. Kind of more similar to the typical vintage cards where it's not full art, but it's still kind of special, and it's got some nice texture on there and everything. All right, starting off things off right. So yeah, guys, I guess if you didn't grow up with some of the reprint cards that you see in Celebrations, I guess I could see some people not being as excited about those and maybe being more excited about these shiny Pokemon in this set. So that's kind of a little bit more of a preference, but I do know a lot of people do love those reprints, myself included, especially the ones from like the WotC era. I love that you can get Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. You can also get the Umbreon Star. You can get the shiny Magikarp. I even love the the Rocket Zapdos and Dark Gyarados. I love those cards. So yeah, some cool stuff. We got Reverse Grookey and a Dreadnought. So another thing that's very similar between these two is you'll see a lot of the same cards over and over again. The regular part of these sets are actually both very tiny. Like the commons and uncommons that you see in here, you'll just see them over and over again, because if I'm not mistaken, the Shiny Vault is way larger than the actual main set. And in Celebrations, it's kind of half and half. You have about 25 of the main set and 25 of the subset. Eevee, Spinarak, Buizel, Rowlet. Again, just seeing this stuff over and over again. And, oh, wait. Oh, okay, I don't think I've ever pulled this before. Nice, the Yveltal Amazing Rare. And that's another interesting thing about this set. Not only do you have the shinies, you also have a few amazing rares, including the Reshiram and Kyogre. Yeah, I've never actually pulled the Yveltal Amazing Rare before. I was kind of surprised by that. All right, so yeah, that's a really cool one. We will take it on top of Indeedee Hollow. So both of these sets are extremely popular for a lot of the reasons that I just mentioned, and of course, both of them have a Charizard that you can chase, which is going to make almost any set a fan favorite. Chasing that Charizard is just a staple of the hobby, and honestly, both of the Charizards are really awesome in my opinion. The full art shiny Charizard VMAX from this set, and then of course the reprint of the base set Charizard in Celebrations is also incredible. So if you're looking to chase a Charizard, you can't go wrong with either of these. I think the other side of things, oh look, another upside down card there. We got some errors in this one. Another aspect I want to talk about is, again, the pull rates and also the pricing, the value of these cards, which often is very interconnected with the pull rates. So this set has great pull rates, and so does Celebrations. And I think, again, it's because you have those subsets where you can pull not only something in the back card, but also something in the shiny, or in the reverse spot, where you can get potentially a baby shiny. We got our upside down Celebi. And in Celebrations, of course, you have the chance to pull some of like the full art Pikachus. There's a bunch of Pikachus that you can pull. You have the Mew that you can pull in the main set. And then, of course, you can also pull something in the subset. So you have a potential to get a double hit in both of these sets, which is a pretty exciting thing as well. Now, I would say between these two sets, I would say that actually Celebrations has probably even better pull rates. And that's something to consider. Like I said, they're pretty good in both, but I think if you love pulling great stuff and really, vintage stuff, then Celebrations is a really great choice. But, with those great pull rates often comes a price. Ooh, nice. We got Scorbunny, Baby Shiny, and Manphy. All right, nice. So those high pull rates, like I said, do come with a price, which is that means those cards are less rare, and it means that the values of them are not as good, at least in the short term. I was looking it up just today, and in Celebrations, the Charizard is not even over $100 anymore. It's closer to $80 now. But I will say some of the cards below that, like the second and third, are the Gold Mew and the Umbreon, and those cards are still decent. They're not quite at the $100 range. They're kind of like around like the $40, $50, $60 range, I think, for those two. So it's not too bad. But compare that to this set, where pretty much the only really expensive card at this point is the Charizard Shiny VMAX. All the other ones have dipped quite a bit. I believe the Suicune is the second most expensive one, and I think it's below $20 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the fact that you have one card, the Charizard, which is actually over $100, is really cool that that's still the chase. But all the other cards that you can pull are not worth very much anymore. Now they might go up over time, but for now, they are pretty low, and that's because Shining Fates is still in print. All right, we still got 3 packs left. All right. So, like I said, I've been sharing a lot of the similarities between these two sets because there are a lot. Honestly, they're a special set, and with that comes a lot of similarities. And I think in the end, my answer to this question is going to come down to the rarity of the set as a whole. And what do I mean by that? So first of all, Celebrations just came out a few months ago in the end of 2021, and this set, Shining Fates, came out at the beginning of 2021. And so with that, Shining Fates is slowly becoming more and more rare. We're getting closer to the point where we may not see reprints of it. Now, obviously, we are still seeing reprints of it, and I think I was personally shocked to still find it in Walmart. So, guys, if you can get it for MSRP at $50, I think it's a really great pickup. Honestly, even if you get it for $60, I think that would still actually be worth it as well. All right, we got Cinderace VMAX. A lot of people are kind of fearing right now that Celebrations is not going to be reprinted. And people think that because they basically stopped selling it for the most part on the Pokemon Center website. And Pokemon Center kind of fed into that a little bit, almost like kind of making it sound like, hey, get these while you still can. Now it's actually not true that they're discontinuing it on their site. I actually have seen the Charizard, latest Charizard box on there still. But it is something to keep in mind. But I personally think that we're going to see way more reprints of Celebrations in the future. Possibly, I think definitely over the course of this year, possibly over the course of the next few years. And while the same might be true of Shining Fates, I think it's getting slightly less likely. And so I guess what I'm saying is that between the two, I would probably have to choose Shining Fates right now as a slightly better pickup. And we got Zarude. How's Zarude? All right, guys, and we are on our last pack here. So just to wrap up my thoughts here, if I were to choose between Shining Fates or Celebrations, as far as which one is my favorite, I actually would pick Celebrations. I do like the cards in there a lot better. However, I think we're going to see it for a lot longer. I think we're going to see more reprints of it, especially of the ETBs. Maybe some of the other products we may not see as much of, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. You know, you may not be able to get it on the Pokemon Center website, but I think you'll be able to find it in Walmart and Target in the coming months. Whereas Shining Fates, I'm not so sure, because Shining Fates, as far as favorites go, is I would say a close second. But I think, I guess I just believe that Celebrations is going to be more beloved in the long term. I think people are going to view it similar to Generations and even Hidden Fates. Whereas this one, I think you can maybe compare this set maybe closer to Shining Legends as far as the popularity of it. So still very popular, but maybe not as popular as some of those other sets. So that's my belief about the long term. But in the short term, if you haven't got to open up much Shining Fates, I think now might be the time to invest in it so that you get that chance to pull that shiny Charizard. And, you know, even if you never pull it, at least you know you got a chance to try. All right, here we go. More Pekko. Frostmoth. All right, nothing shiny in there. And ending off with another more Pekko V. So yeah, guys, that is my take on it. Both really amazing sets. But you can just get an idea of all the things that you can pull from an ETB right here. We did really well, honestly. I mean, not as well as we could have. Obviously, we didn't pull a full art shiny, but we got a few baby shinies and several other ultra rares. And of course, this promo card is amazing. Like I said, check out the video on screen next, which you'll be able to see another opening of the Celebrations ETB and kind of compare the hits and see which sort of cards that you would like to go after more. See which feels better to you as far as those openings go. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel. And lastly, I want to remind you that no matter what you're going through, you are not alone. God is with you and He loves you, and so do we. I'll catch you next time.